So I'm going to tell you about my dreams, because I had the coolest dreams. This is where I get dreams are like 50% of my inspiration for the fiction that I write down and don't really distribute. I'm going to be like Edgar Allan Poe. I'm going to keel in my house one day and they're going to say, "What's all this weird fiction?" Oh my gosh, it's crazy. A lot of it comes from dreams that I've had. I had a dream last night and I thought I'd share it. Well, I woke up in a dream, right, to where I had fallen asleep with this podcast playing, and when I woke up in my dream, the people from the podcast, a couple of them were in my room trying to get me awake and talk to me. So I'm like, I kind of like stumble around and I'm like, in this dream, trying to figure out this dream. Okay, the bathroom's right there. Like, what am I doing? Okay, I got to find out. And these people are trying to tell me something. And I can't really understand what it is that they're saying. And finally it comes down to this, like, what do you think of this woman? They're like, what do you think of women? Is what they asked me. And I said, I think women are kind of fucked up nowadays. They're really materialistic. It's kind of like, almost godless. Like, I hate godless women. And there's a lot of godless women, and I just can't stand them no matter how good they look. And I'm being really honest, and I'm telling these people from this podcast, well, then this woman comes in, and the subject of cloning came up. Don't you think she looks good? And I said, sure, she looks good. It's a nice package, but what's on the inside? Does she have a soul? You know what I mean? It's like, well, she's a clone. Meanwhile, this is all happening in my living room. These people have come into my house. So I'm thinking, well, she's a clone. Well, like, would you have sex with her? No. I wouldn't have sex with her because she's a clone, and who knows what they spliced her with. You know what I mean? Could be anything. Could be like a reptile immune system. I don't know. So it's like, no. Well, the thing is, there's activity outside, too. And I think what they were trying to tell me is Jeff Bezos is going to show up in your house. And it's like, well, huge mistake for him for not filing an appointment, because he can't just come into my house. Well, as we're having this conversation, Jeff Bezos comes in with some paperwork and just comes into my house, right? Like the door was open because the clone woman had come in. And then Jeff Bezos came in, but I didn't give him a chance. As soon as he entered my room, he entered the dragon. And as fast as he was coming into my house, which was pretty fast, I went at him, grabbed him by the neck, flipped him, told one of the people, I said, get me a knife because I'm cutting this guy's head off. He just came into my house. He made the biggest mistake of his life right there. So I think I got a knife and I'm doing the deed on him, right? It's like, what if he's a clone too? And I'm thinking, great idea, but there will be one less clone in the world. One less Jeff Bezos. So then Jeff Bezos actually showed up in the parking lot. A gun battle ensued, because suddenly I had a gun. Someone had thrown me a rifle so that I could engage with these fuckfaces. Forgive me, Lord. And then I woke up. So it ends. Join us next time, because this is what my brain will do to me. It'll throw me into that dream again, and I'll be in the middle of the gunfight. I got to continue it. It's very strange. It's like watching a series. But that's where I get a lot of that kind of dream is where I get a lot of inspiration for fiction that I write, like the Rip Van Winkle story. Like, I'm now going to have to fit Jeff Bezos into cloning and this whole theme of what the hell's happening here. And contemplate, like, what would bring that situation about, and throw it together. So that was my dream. But the only reason I would treat Jeff Bezos like that is because, remember, I'm much more terrified of Jeff Bezos than a Jeff Bezos is of me, right? It's like he's going to see the bear in the cage, and it's like, remember, Jeffy, the bear is more afraid of you than you are of it. Okay? So I'm blameless. Blameless in the eyes of the Lord, hopefully. All right.